how did this history museum get started? Because I know this is a passion, right?
I just took a chance and I just said, hey, you don't really know me from anyone, but let me lay it out on the line. I want to open up the history museum.
Did they have a history museum?
No.
Does he know you at all?
Not really.
Have you ever worked at a history museum?
No.
Have you, you're coming out of the blue and say, I want to use your property and I want to start a Christian history museum.
He sat there and he said, well, keep going.
See, the reason I love this story, because this is back to Jerusalem. Do you know how many things we do, we get involved in, we start, that we have zero experience at all? It's not just back to Jerusalem. This is, as Christians, we are always doing things that we are somehow not qualified to do. I mean, no offense, but you've never worked at a history museum.
No.
When he said, let's take a chance, what does that mean?
He said, I trust you. He said, I really think that this is a God thing.
You have been living now in Arkansas for about how long?
Well, we relocated from the New York City area.
That's a huge jump. New York City, Arkansas.
Mid-90s, when I first started my undergraduate work, I worked at a microbiology lab, and I was challenged by one of the lab techs on why I was a Christian, and I actually couldn't answer any of her questions. So I really kind of did a lot of soul searching, a lot of study.
And I come across so many Christians that they feel God has called them to do something, but they're just waiting for an opportunity. They're waiting for their job to somehow, I don't know, pay them to leave. A few years later down the road, I meet with them again and find out they're still waiting to do what they believe God has called them to do.
This mountain move over here, it'll happen. Nothing's impossible. And I think that's not just metaphor. I would be like, wow, this is a real dagger that was around 1200 BC. Wow, that would have been about the same time as ending period of the Judges, Saul. You know what? Yeah, I'll take that. What are you going to do with it? My wife would ask. I don't know. And then lo and behold, some of these artifacts, and then all of a sudden, well, now they're here.
I would love to see the museum.
Floors were torn up, kind of. The electricity wasn't quite working. Spiders and yeah, the whole 9 yards. Oh boy, this is going to be some work.
And you still keep your full-time job?
Correct.
So your job allows you to do this ministry?
Yes, that does get kind of exhausting sometimes, but at the same time, you know, God does work in mysterious ways. That's why I always encourage people, you know, if I can do this, anyone can.
Oftentimes, I think in the West, we think that, well, if you are involved in business and ministry at the same time, it's because you suck at ministry.
Right.
If you were better at ministry, you wouldn't need a job, because your job would be ministry and you'd be getting enough donations to be able to pay for your income, but you don't, because you're not very good, so you have to keep your daytime job to support your ministry hobby. But that's not the way that we see it inside of China because of the persecution. The business allows the Chinese to have access to a lot of unbelievers on a regular basis. It allows their family financially to be taken care of, and it allows them to move in ministry without exhausting resources from the people that are being ministered to. And one of the things that I love about working together with the Chinese is their passion for doing ministry at any cost. And they will do any business in order to do what they believe that God has called them to do. And so that's why I love what you're doing.